I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. So this is where I talk about twin flame process, and this reading is for the new moon, September 2024. It's in Virgo. It's hitting exact at around 2:36 a.m. on Tuesday the 3rd in the UK. We're in it now. It's Virgo all the way through. It's all about healing and everything being switched off. So for the feminine inside of themselves, it's going to be like going through a void, this moon. So yesterday in the build-up, it was completely the opposite of that. So it felt like hellfire moving through. Lots of stressors, lots of aggressors, lots of triggers, lots of, they're saying, irascible energy, fluctuations in temperament, temper, volatile, things kicking off mood-wise. So the feminine would have felt all that if you're representing the feminine energy. It's because of the masculine. So it's all their fear coming up, or it was. That's what we've just gone through. But really, like, they're telling me the ends of, right at the end of the spectrum. So as you went through that energy, probably noticing as well how you were feeling down to the 9th degree. So even as you were getting irritated by things, they were saying it was letting out steam. So even as you're getting irritated, you're able to see that it wasn't really you getting irritated, but it had to come through you, because you're sharing an energy spectrum. You're sharing this vibration which is moving all the time. So you had to let off steam for your twin. So you might have had what is tantamount to like a succession of mini breakdowns throughout the day, of like losing your SHIT about little things, just little things that don't matter, as we reach the end of that Leo energy. Distinctly, very distinctly. So I woke up this morning at around 4:44, got out of bed about 6:15. But I woke up around 4:44 and felt it just crumbling away. So what had been yesterday's drama, really, and trauma and traumatic experience of being alive, through the volatility that is uncontrollable, that's masculine energy coming through, it felt like I could sense it was over, and it wasn't going to be like that when I got out of bed. And then when I did get out of bed, and so we started to get on with our day, it was just smooth sailing. So they're saying smooth sailing. So we're just going to sail through this moon now. It's a healing void, so it's going to feel quite good. It's going to feel quite relaxed. It's going to quite feel, they're saying, uneventful. But you know what, after possibly what you've experienced just through that Leo moon, that's going to feel like a relief. So, how it's, what you're going through, feminine, watching this, is what the masculine is experiencing in terms of their emotional vortex. So yesterday's temperamental energy, a storm in a teacup, they're saying, just irritability, anger about irrelevant things, like, I don't know, tearing off too many sheets of toilet paper, they're saying, like that kind of thing. Like, even like, because it's meant to be, right, that this has to be released, this energy has to be released. So it's almost like things are created it looks like everything's going wrong, all the little things, whatever it is you're doing going wrong, so that it can send you into like a meltdown, basically, where you can just let go for the masculine. So, and of course, as they come into this healing void of Virgo moon, dark moon, it's all calming down, it's going dormant, they're saying. So their energy's going dormant, so you won't feel them coming through. Feel pleasant after what you've just been through. And as this moves through this moon, they're saying tinkering, right? Which is like, when you get hold of something like they're showing me like a clock mechanism inside a clock, and you begin to like fiddle around with the bits and pieces. Anything that's like, detailed work. So they're saying there is tinkering going on inside of the masculine's energy field, their vibration, their mentality, their structure, their emotions, where everything's just being kind of, they just said nipped and tucked and tweaked, and just, they're saying highest guidance, angels, if you want to call it that, just like tweaking everything around inside there and getting it all running smoothly. I'm just going to get this card out because it just kind of jumped into my hand. So we've got transference, physical, the Two of Pentacles. So it's from one to the other. This one here is a masculine, right? It's big. For some reason, it's all about the masculine, the moon. And it's about how they're growing. This is what they're saying, right? So they're becoming more competent. They're saying casually competent at being who they are, and at like living life and seeing the bigger picture and letting go of their past trauma and letting go of what appears to have been misdeeds. So anywhere where they've beat themselves up about what they've done wrong, they're saying not contacting you, which is one of the things they beat themselves up about. So that's growing stronger and stronger. Can you see it growing? It's growing. It's growing stronger and stronger at this moon before it comes in down here to you in that other one there. Right, so that's physically. So that's got nothing there really to do with what's been transferred energetically. Because like they're saying, it's like a void at this moon. The things here that are changing and about to due in is physical matter. It's physical matter, they're saying, coming in to being there. Yeah, you're connected by ethereal means here in the rainbow, ethereal, like unseen. But it's very physical how it's taking shape and about to manifest through. A physical you, they just said. Coming to the physical you. So, underneath we've got the Divine Lovers, by the way, just notice that. I'm going to just cut these cards as well before we get on with more cards. So, right, so it's a healing void. So you probably won't experience any kind of volatile energy. It feels like very relaxed. Where it's healing, it feels like the feminine is going to go through quite a relaxed moon with nothing much to do. And you might feel like just taking it easy, going slow, very slow. I'm getting a lot of slow impulses right now. I'm getting a lot of slow, like every time I just went to do something before this. And they're just like, slow down, like really slow down, because there's no need to rush. What are you rushing for? So you might be getting that same guidance, like just take it slow. Don't do anything, don't stretch yourself too far. Don't try and do too much. Definitely no multitasking, it feels like. So if you're doing a thing, it will be the one thing with space around it before you do the next thing. because what's going on with the masculine is they're saying like technical, where it's like it needs to be like delicately fixed, they're saying. So there needs to be space, plenty of space to get things done, like an operation, surgical operation where you can't rush because you've got to make sure you can only touch the one part. You can't touch anything else that's connected. So delicate work going on in the masculine in terms of their restructuring mentally, emotionally. Temperance. So we've got from dark to light. So it's that's what's going on really inside the masculine, is that they're being fixed, so they're coming into the light. There's a lot of release coming for them, feeling free, feeling less engaged with the part of themselves that holds them back from living their truth and coming into their authenticity around who they are, where they're meant to be, how they're meant to be showing up in life, right? So there's freedom coming for them with what's going on in this healing void in terms of their mentality and their impulses to follow their highest guidance. And they're saying like leaving everything behind. So it's really strongly guiding them forward and to leave everything behind that hasn't worked for them, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't fit with who they are, their point of view, their opinions, their standpoint on things as well. So they're shedding an outer self, they're saying, like a designated self. So what they're shedding is a disguise, basically, that keeps them in position in terms of how they fit in. So they're shedding what they have kind of used as like a not a mask. I don't like that word mask. Like a cover, I guess, so that they can fit into a role that they've been playing. So they're shedding it. And then they're saying living up to their own expectations of themselves. So what we've got healed during this moon is how they've not been able to follow the clues, basically. We've got fruition coming in Virgo, Seven of Pentacles. So it's like they're being drawn into following exactly who it is that they are and all their own ideas about things, and they're saying coming into being. So it's like they're no longer going to hide, basically, behind, well, what they just said is like things that haven't worked out, but still trying the same things all the time, the things that don't work out. And they're saying they keep trying the same things that just don't work out because they're trying to fit into a role so that they don't have to examine themselves. Well, we've got an examination going on. It's a higher examination, so that's what's going on. They're being forced, if you like, to examine themselves through this Virgo moon and to come to terms with the facts and the facts of the matter. So that's the matter that they're in, how they're living their lives, and come to terms with where it's not right and how it's never going to be right, so that they have to move on. Move on from where they are, what they're doing, who they're with, all that kind of stuff, whoever they are, whatever they're going through. They're all going through slightly different. There's general themes that run, but, can be different. So they're facing themselves during this moon. Timing, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's coming about face, they're saying. So it's coming back to themselves is what's going on in a big way. The Wheel of Fortune is a big card. It's about major life changes and cycles being completed. And it's growth as well. They said here growing, right? So it's maturity they're talking about. Coming into a more mature perspective on how to move forward and how to grab life with both hands, and like pull towards something that they really, really, that would make it worthwhile. So how they're being healed is to come away out of the shadows where they're hiding. So dark to light, right? Dark is the shadows and coming into the light. So it's being seen, like all eyes on you, or the lights on you, like centre stage, coming forth. They're showing me like someone right in the middle of the stage with a spotlight and then singing an aria, like really bellowing out, That's Shirley Bassey's song, I Am Who I Am. I just said that one. Right, so we've got that right in the fruition in the physical. This has been a slow route. There's a lot of apples on that tree. 7 here, 7 lessons, life lessons, big life lessons, all the things, all the they're saying obstacles. It's like all the routes they could have taken from A to Z. Like, oh, I'm going to go over here and do this thing over here in Nevada. I don't know why they're saying Nevada. But, it's a desert maybe, that's why they're saying it. There's nothing there. So they tried that one. And then they bounce out of that because that's not working into another one. They follow another route that's not going to work. Another Area 51, if you like. And then eventually they come home and they pick the right route home. So it's been trial and error that's been going on. In physicality, let's see if this works, let's see if this works. Can I mend my life this way? Can I mend it this way? If I try that, but essentially it's all the same. It's all like trying the same thing over and over again. Where it's not you, they're not coming back to you. So what they've been trying is anything but coming back to you. Because of fear. It's the fear that stopped them coming back. Right? It's like, let me see if something else will work so I don't have to face that fear. Coming into the light they are, which means they're facing the fear because they're facing everything. The whole crowd is there watching. It's an auditorium like the Sydney Opera House filled with everybody and everybody they've ever known and all their family and their history and their life and all there waiting to hear the truth come out, metaphorically. And then big life changes, the Wheel of Fortune. Guided, Page of Wands. So it's a very guided, the moon it's all about higher self, basically. And vibrational, like they said at the beginning. Vibrational tinkering by what makes up your energetic self, your vibrational self, which is not human. So it's all and sundry that partakes in your physical existence but can't be seen in the vibration, having a reshuffle basically, showing me doctors in white suits walking in corridors, vibrational work being done. And it's Virgo, which is work, of course, so it is work and it's detailed. Virgo is detailed. There we go, detail oriented in Virgo. Culmination in Virgo. This is Virgo, the 7 of Pentacles. Success vibrationally, 6 of Wands, which is success vibrationally. And you see all the people in the front of the card there. So there's what make up vibration. Everything and everyone you've ever known and some that you don't. Beings of other, life forces basically. Different energies making up your vibration, partaking of your experience through your life. And that's what's going on, and it's coming into success vibrationally. So all that tinkering over this moon is showing me the hood of a car and a car mechanic in there, going and just like tightening up some loose nuts and screws, which is probably very symbolic of nuts and screws. It's like in the brain, isn't it? Here we've got King of Pentacles, masculine made manifest, fixed. We can make him better. We can fix him. $6 million man. That's what's coming out at the end of the moon. Guided success, masculine, physical. And feminine in her power. So this is the feminine through the moon, which is in a state of abundance. And what could be more abundant than not doing anything? Right? It's just giving into your own welfare, basically. Giving into what is your own welfare. Like looking after yourself, taking it easy. Not being in a hurry, not feeling frantic, not feeling panicky. Not feeling like, oh my God, I've got to get this thing done. Even though I'm exhausted, it's like, no. Your abundance in this case is you being undone, they're saying, and letting yourself just relax. Got that there, because it's about the light, right? Being in the light here, temperance, guided. And in the light completely is not trying to like force the issue, whatever it is. So sometimes Virgo can be, well, I haven't got anything to do, so let me find something to do. Oh, that needs doing. I haven't done that for ages. Let me push myself to do that. Let me get that done because I feel a space. So I might. But this moon is not like that, even though it's Virgo. Not in the feminine. It's not. It's the opposite of that. It's like you could be looking at, for example, the grass needs cutting and hasn't been cut for months, and you're looking at it and like, well, I've got space today. I could go out and cut that grass, but you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it because it would feel better to not do it. It doesn't need to be done. Even though it's not been done for a while, it doesn't need to be done. Why do it? It's that answer that's coming up in relation to any job that you've got coming up this moon. And they're showing me a turtle or a tortoise and how slow they move and how they've got everything they need anyway. And that's why they move slowly, because their home is on their back. So they're not in a rush to get anywhere. Because they're home already. Right? So, and that is a bit like that for Virgo. You are at one with yourself. So you are home already. You're at one. You know this like race to get things done that life is about? It's about going somewhere. It's like I've got to get it all done before I leave this mortal coil. So it's like a race. Like we live life like it's a race. But what they're saying is not like that this time. It's like you stepping back from the fray and you're like, you know, I could spend the rest of my life just sitting here and doing nothing. They showed me Eckhart Tolle on his park bench before he wrote The Power of Now, you know, just doing nothing. Just because life doesn't necessarily have to be about doing something. Why would it have to be about doing something? It can just be about being. Right? So it's kind of like that for the feminine. Just being. Seven of Cups, emotions. Right, and this is coming out opposite the Seven of Pentacles, fruition. So for the masculine, it is fruition of every emotional road ever taken, where there is nothing fulfilling occurring down that road. So if you set out, just example, you set out on a journey which you think will lead to some kind of fulfillment emotionally, and you do it the one time and it doesn't work out, you might get a slight inkling that that is not the road for me. Right? If you were of a feminine variety, then you would not go down another road like that, because maybe you would once again. Maybe even 3 times, 1, twice, 3 times a lady. But the feminine would only go down that route thrice. And then, but the masculine's gone down it a fair few times. Let's see if I can work out if I can find some fulfillment down this old road down here leading nowhere in the back of beyond. Right, so they've done that. They've done it enough times to know where it leads. To nothing. I'm on the road to nowhere, they're singing. Right, so the only they're saying about turn. I've got the about turn coming up as the wheels squeal and the car sharply turns and the dust flies up. An about turn, and it's a swift one coming, they're saying. So we might have had slow stuff going on here for the masculine in terms of trying to reap a reward from a physical life that's not working out that way. We've got slowness here for the feminine over the moon, which creates the healing. It's like holding it in your hand, right? You hold like a baby bird that's broken. You just hold it in your hand like Reiki and you heal, right? You don't have to do anything. The feminine doesn't have to do anything. It's just holding it in your hand, giving it the space, the healing power of your own void, of nothingness. Right, because there's a lot going on here in the about turn for the masculine, which is coming from the tinkering within, coming onto the stage, reborn, rebirth in the light. And we've got the moon. We've got head over heart, right? It's going nowhere, they're saying. It's going nowhere. There's no other route forward. There is a block, so it's like a roadblock. There's no other route forward. It's like the brain that could have made the decisions to take one of these other routes back here in hope of life working out is not they're not having another one to come up with. So there isn't another one for them to take. There's no more routes for them to take. And this moon is going to fix that, if you like, issue of roads to take. So there's some kind of clarity coming into the masculine around the turnaround and making a swift exit. So whatever they're in as well, whatever possible partnership they're in or whatever agreement they might be in. I mean, it could all be all sorts of things like leases or selling houses or it's coming out of that. Of course, also relationships. They said decree nisi, which is, I think, when you get your papers after a divorce, right? So they just said that. So divorces. And then it's this, right? Crossing. There is no more moving forward. In line with him, they're manifesting. Like they're saying very like matter of fact. It's like just the fact of the matter is that they manifest. Like, here I am, they're saying. It's like somebody, it's just, I know they say it all the time, right? It's somebody shooting a paintball out of a rifle, a painting, one of those paintballing things, like, pa-doom, and it's just, or a baby coming out, an easy birth, obviously, like, pa-doom. It's just like, or even a rebound of something, like, like a tennis ball and a racket, and it's being thrown back over the net, coming back, or this like coming back swiftly. Now the job is done, they're saying. Okay. Underneath, oh yeah, look, clarity. So we've got clarity coming through the brain of the masculine at this moon. saying the will to succeed as well. So what we got here, just to go over this again, because they're saying like all these routes that they tried to take to find some kind of fulfillment emotionally here, right? They only ever hit a void. So it doesn't matter where they went or who they were with or however they tried to live their life. Whatever it was that they went towards didn't give back fulfillment in an emotional sense. That can take time, right, to find that out. It's not like maybe they got to a place and they tried to live there and it might have looked all right to start with. And maybe it was a nice house, it had a nice garden, but it takes a while to realise that the emotions are not fulfilled in that place, or a relationship that you get into, you know. You can fight and fight and fight, and the masculine fights and fights and fights to make things work, to make things that aren't right work. Right? So that's like in their nature, their masculine nature, which is just to get on with it and push through ego to make things work. So they have got a willpower that is quite fierce and ferocious in terms of trying to make things work. It's just it's been misdirected because there wasn't any fulfillment. However, here we've got the dark coming into the light, right? So they've still got the willpower, they've still got the force of will, they've still got the determination, they've got all those attributes. But when directed towards the right thing, it's going to work out and it will be fulfilling. We've got everything being shut off to them here, right, through the mind. So the heart can open up, they're saying. Clarity coming through the mind, so that's the tinkering that's going on. As they're shut down over this moon, the shutdown's coming, which the feminine is going to feel through this void, being in a void. This job is being done, this work in the vibrationally, to allow the clarity, for them to experience the clarity, and then the push, which guidance pushes you. It's when you get, it's also inspiration and clarity. When you just get a sudden knowing that you've got to do something. And the feminine experiences that a lot in everything that goes on, which is why we all move to funny places that we never thought we'd live, and let go of lots of people that we always thought would be in our lives and stuff like that, because we just follow the guidance and we follow the pushes, and this like instinctual urge. What's pushing us towards is to be on our own, where we're absolutely thriving on our own, because that's part of our paradigm. It's like the healed feminine, that the strong empath, are resilient, very resilient. So but the masculine doesn't follow the guidance, even though it comes up. They're always going down these other routes looking for fulfillment because they believe their ego is stronger than guidance. They believe that they're sharper than guidance. Nobody's sharper than guidance that comes from vibrational self. So here it's shut off throughout the moon so that they can push, guidance can push them through the tinkering that's occurred out of the proverbial birth passage, right? Or over the net, if you like, or through the eye of a needle, right? The impossible becomes possible. What there manifests into being. One more quickly on all of these. Oh, I said I'm doing everything slowly. I suppose I am. It's my brain, you see, trying to push me. Right. Point of attraction, because slow is your point of attraction, not fast. Because fast you can trip up when you're running. You don't trip up if you're walking slowly. So slow it is to the point of attraction. Form, coming out on the light. So the form of the light, the expectation, they're saying. So the expectation for the return is what's coming into being. 2 swords down here. Moon. So that's nobody's going anywhere until this moon is done, basically, and what occurs throughout the moon. Very interestingly that it just stays in Virgo the whole time, because normally they switch at some point from the start where it starts to come in, which I think is tonight, to when it goes out, it's all Virgo. There's no transition into anything else. So it's like a stop, even the moon is, even the moon is kind of stopped in a sign for this transformation. Love, time for love. World, completion, and a void, if you like. Feminine, complete. And Page of Wands, reaching out. 6 of Pentacles, masculine reaching out, guided. Masculine, communication, coming on the manifest masculine, a communication. Fruition over there, brain of the feminine. So you feel it through your brain, possibly, being calm. Ending in the mind, emotionally. So it's like there's not going to be any fluctuations that come from the mind attacking you. This moon, Virgo, not Virgo, feminine, right? There's going to be no fluctuations from emotions because the mind is in an end point. It's in a void of recognition somehow of it's not connecting in to triggering. There's no like like prickly things that you can't get caught. It's like walking through some brambles, but you won't get caught on the prickles. That's what this moon is like. Just put one on there. Love. It's coming out on what's coming in physically. Ace of Cups, which is love. I don't know if I said that's Ace of Wands, so that's his point, masculine, him or her point of attraction, success in there, and 0 point. Ace of Swords, that's communication coming from a manifest masculine, King of Pentacles. And we had the Knight of Cups, which is love, moving in. Cycle of love coming in on the Wheel of Fortune, and also that was a swift turnaround in events. They're saying like a swift change of mind. We've got clarity underneath. So swift change of mind in the masculine. And again, we've got that getting on with things. It's Virgo. So it's like, I'm going to get on with it now. I'm going to move forward now. I'm going to make this move now. I'm going to make this call now. And a new road forward. 2 of Wands. So that's it. Of clarity on how to move forward at this moon, basically, is coming. And I just want to get one more on this because this is just at the end of the moon, right? Let's get one. Ending. Energetic ending. So it's the ending of the energetic process, this moon. Right? So I'm just going to leave you with that. And we'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.